Welcome back to All the Kings Men. Joining me today, Kings draft picks, Henry Bruskevich. How are you doing today, Henry?
Good, how are you?
And Jared Woolley. How are you doing today, Jared?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. Now, I'm aware, so Henry was just drafted first overall, first round, sorry.
Yeah.
But congratulations on being
Thank you.
drafted. And Jared, you were there. And I heard the story that you guys were best friends. But then I was watching the interview that you gave with Daryl and Josh at the draft. And the emphasis you put on best friends caught my ear. So, like, how, I mean, obviously you guys played together in London. You're both defensemen. But how do you become that kind of best friends in that kind of environment?
Yeah, I mean, since we got to London, we became pretty close and kind of just, all the boys are pretty close too, so we're always together and stuff, so kind of just built a relationship that way.
Jared, who started it?
I don't know who would have started it. We came in at the same time. Like he came in at 16, I came in at 17. We were both new to the team. And then kind of just clicked from there.
Deep partners at camp too.
The reason I'm so fascinated by it, and listen, obviously I'm much older than both of you, but I'm still best friends with the guy that I met when I was 16, 17 years old, and we met on a trip, and it was obviously not competitive hockey at the level you guys are playing, but like he's still my best friend, and I still whatever. So when I heard that, I was like, well, like, is this a 20-year thing you guys could see?
We're open for that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
And was there, did it start out pleasantly? Did did somebody hit somebody at camp and it started unpleasantly and it blossomed into a friend? Like, how did it?
I mean, we were deep partners, so we were kind of just chatting on the bench maybe. I don't really remember, to be honest, but.
Yeah, I think that's just, like you said, deep partners. You get talking a little bit. And then that's like one of the first guys that you're meeting, so you kind of stick with them.
Now, I actually, you seen Miracle?
Yeah, of
All
course.
right, the Coneheads line.
Yeah.
Do D partners have that kind of chemistry that those guys had in that movie?
Maybe more, I guess. Like,
okay.
We're not really deep partners too much during the season, but we still have good chemistry, I'd say.
Would you say that you play the same kind of game or totally different games?
I'd say we're pretty different, but we also have some similar traits. But our games really mesh well together, I think.
Mark Yannetti talked to the media, Jared, after the draft and talked about, I think he's referred to you guys as Yin and Yang as far as the complementary elements of the game. Do you feel like that's a pretty good description of how you guys play?
Yeah, I'd say that's fairly accurate. Like he said, mesh well, so yin and yang, they fit perfect together.
We also talked to Mark before the draft, Jared, and he was very complimentary of the progress you've made over the last year and said that he felt that if you were drafted this year, you would go in the second round. And if you continue to progress the way that you had, that next, if we're talking about next year, that it might even be higher. Are you aware of how high everybody is on the progress you've made?
Yeah, I mean, you hear about it and people tell you, so it's nice to hear that, but I also feel that I've taken steps in my game, so I think it goes both ways. And
how was it well, first of all, congratulations on being drafted, but also congratulations on the cup. I mean, how did that feel?
Unbelievable. I mean, that was the best day of everyone on that team's life, probably. So just being there with all the boys and celebrating after, too, was incredible.
We've heard that London is run, the London Knights, for anybody watching who's not aware, the London Knights are run, we just keep hearing raves about what an organization it is and how they operate and how they run everything. How does it compare? I know it's a juniors team, so I'm not trying to compare it to an NHL team, but now that you've been here for a few days, you've seen Dev Camp, you've seen the facility, how everything operates, like how far away are the London Knights from?
I think it is kind of ran like a pro organization, just in the way like standards are high when you're here. There's no room for error, and that's the same way when you're in London. It's obviously a development league and kids are young and learning, but I think the fact that just winning is the only thing that matters, I think that's what sets it apart.
And since both of you are defensemen, I get to ask both of you the same question that I love to ask defensemen. And Jared, I can't remember. I don't think I asked you this last year, but perfect. So here's the simple question, and maybe we'll get a different answer from both of you. But as a defenseman, we'll start with you, Jared. Would you rather with your team up by a goal in the dying minutes of a game, block a shot that would tie the game for your opponent, or score the game-winning goal in overtime?
I'd rather just block the shot and then you win in regulation, and there's nothing to worry about.
I love it. How about you, Henry?
I don't know. I mean, scoring overtime would be pretty nice, but
if you could be guaranteed to score it in overtime.
So say, did I miss the block and they scored a tie to go to overtime?
Yes.
Then I'd rather just block it, but
all right.
I'd rather, there's two situations. I like the
That's my
overtime
favorite
goal.
question to ask defensemen because I'm a
I
goof.
think you would too. No? Overtime goal?
I don't know. Big block gets guys height.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So does
winning
a goal.
regulations just there's less stress to it. It's nicer just winning regulation.
Whenever we talk to hockey players, obviously there'll be moments in their careers that stick out, or like, talking to Carter George last year, I referenced the save that he made and he knew exactly what I was talking about and could remember the conversation he had with his dad about it going in. Are there blocked shots that you can remember from your time in London where you go like, oh yeah, I remember that one?
I mean, yeah, there's a couple plays. I think that's like any play, goals you score, just, defending certain guys. So, you have any?
It wasn't too big of a block, but like we had a pretty long shift in the Memorial Cup versus Moncton or something. Me and him were both out there. Someone lost a stick, probably like a minute 30. We were out there in our own zone defending. And then we got it out at some point. So, maybe that, but it wasn't like that big of like a block, I guess. But
we just talked to Hampton and Grant Slukinski, and Grant's older, so he made Hampton play goalie, and it worked out okay. You have an older brother.
Yeah.
How did you avoid having to play goalie?
I don't know. I probably wouldn't let him at that age. I probably wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of got put into the situation. I was a forward, actually, when I was younger, so maybe that a little dynamic, but I don't think our parents would have been happy with a goalie, to be honest. But
when did you transition to defense?
I did my U14 season at Shattuck St. Mary's. So,
and do you find that prior experience as a forward helps you as a defender?
Yeah, I played forward sometimes last year too, so I think just seeing both sides of what forwards like and don't like kind of helps out the defensive side of the game.
Were you always a defenseman, Jared?
Not always. I had like a little stint where I played like 2 years forward, but I went back to D.
And does it help at all, having played both?
I wasn't a great forward, so for me, maybe not as much.
Well, you guys both appear to be great defensemen. The rumor is that you might be a pair this year in London. Has there been any conversation about that?
Yeah, that's the plan, no?
Yeah.
Hopefully. We'll see what happens, but
we got some guys that'll be moving on, so we'll see where we end up come September.
Excellent. Well, last one before I let you go. You've got Matt Green and Shawn O'Donnell on the development staff here, 2 NHL defensemen, 2 Stanley Cup winners. Is there any, you don't have to tell me what it is, but we'll start with you, Henry. Is there any tip or lesson or thing they've taught you or told you that you had never thought about before or heard about before, just like trick to the game?
It's really cool being on the ice with those guys. They teach all of us a lot, especially me. Coming in here, there's a lot to improve on in my game, so just kind of taking in everything they give to me and try to implement it into my game for the scrimmages and stuff at nighttime, and I think just keep growing my game and keep using them to lean on.
Jared, same question.
I think just how good of a defenseman you can be doing simple things, just making sure you have all the fundamentals, but being a lead at them gets you a long ways. Well, guys, congrats on both of you for winning the championship and both of you for being drafted into every year's. Enjoy the rest of camp, and I'm sure I'll talk to both of you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.